Okay, hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to another book session. This is the first book session of the year, and again, it's so slow right now because everything is still recovering from like the holiday and stuff. So instead of me reviewing one book from this year, there's only two so far this year, why not just review the entire book series, which is this one is called A Dark Ascension novel book series. So this started last year with the Stepsisters, and this year it was released the Captain Hook story. I don't know why we need another Captain Hook story, but we do apparently. And so I'm gonna give mini reviews for both of these books. At the end, you will find out which book series do I like and what my overall thoughts of the series. Should they like continue, or like this is a bad idea, or is it even worth picking up this book? I'll let you know down below. And you can obviously tell with the notes or whatever. So if in case you're wondering, what the hell is a Dark Ascended series? Like you just heard about it today from this video or book TikTok. Okay, so this all started, as I said, last year in 2023 with the release of the Stepsister book. So the purpose of this series is that it explores the backstories of Disney villain sidekicks. I thought it's just the villain sidekicks, but Captain Hook threw me off. But anyway, we're gonna focus on the Disney villain sidekicks from their respective films. This book is more like their point of view, but it's not really like a memoir style yet, not like Corella, but it's definitely the main focus of the book, as they should. And again, this year is a Captain Hook story, so every series is different. As you can tell, they're not all connected, they're just standalone books, which is great. So if you like this series, if you like the Stepsister specifically, then grab the Stepsister, so you don't have to read both of them. But I read both of them because I'm a big Disney fan. So, and the cool thing about this is similar to the Twisted Tale is that they're all written by different author. Like the Stepsisters written by Robin Bensway. I pronounce it wrong. And the next one is, the new one is written by Lauren Disfanto or something. I might say their last name wrong, but they're written from different author. And so that's basically what the book series is. The new one. Okay, let's start. Let's talk about the amazing book covers. I really love them. They're very amazing. They're great. And I love these artworks in the book cover. So it starts with these two silhouettes, as you can see. I love how the villains have their own symbol, and this is how it looks at the end with the hardcover. I haven't seen how the paper one looks yet. It has some like logos from the book itself, like a slogan. You can pause and read what it is. And I love the color matches like the character vibes of the story. It's very simple. You can tell it's like its own standalone books, and you can see how it looks like at the end. You know, it's all green when you open it. It's like green. Same thing with the Stepsisters. Originally, if I could tell you my favorite books, like book cover, I gotta say, like, I was gonna say the Stepsisters, but actually I love the cover of the Captain Hook one, the Lost one. I really love that it showcased that. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, yes, this version, Captain Hook has a sibling, a sister. She is like at the bottom right there, you can, see over there. And I really love this clock silhouette over here. It's just very appealing. It looks very like Disney-like. Cause like I don't know, I just love the color. It's very appealing. These two are very great for your Disney book collections, and they're great covers. I also love the Stepsister too. It looks very like Disney fan made and stuff. It basically feels like it. So there's that. That's a quick book cover review. So speaking of review, let's get started with the book reviews. Let's start with the first one of them all. Boom. This one's the Wicked One book series. Last time I read it, this was last year. I can say on top of my head, so as you know, this is the backstory of the Stepsisters of Cinderella. Again, this is honestly how to tell a proper backstory and connected everything else. This is like a perfect backstory from their point of view. So they are the main characters, and it's not like Drizella gets more spotlight. As you know, it's equally balanced, and they both have their own story. And there's one thing they know that they don't, like, it talks about obviously mothers and daughters. So this version's about they never want to be like their mother. That's the main theme of the book. Yeah, you just understand from their point of view. And so each storyline has different, like I remember like Anastasia is in love with a boy, like a palace guard or something, and Anastasia wants to continue her education. And obviously, the main villain is their mother, like the stepmother, Lady Tremaine. And the plot of the story is about like, will they ever get away from their mother, or will they start becoming her? So that's like a very interesting theme of this book. And after I finished reading this, I honestly feel so bad for them. Again, this one doesn't have a happily ever after, because again, they are villains, and unfortunately it doesn't have a happily ever after. You can kind of feel how they're feeling in the book. This is like a non-spoiler review, of course. So you kind of feel how they're feeling towards them, so you really, you know, you can feel like how, you know, isolated they are. You know, if you watch, you know, you can imagine. And I honestly wish that this wasn't really tied with the Cinderella story. I wish that was more like its own and kind of like what happened like happily ever after. So it's, you know, it's really good at that. And in case you're wondering, on top of my head, my favorite storyline, oh, they're so hard. I gotta say, I really love the Anastasia storyline. It's a little bit of a romance. It's more like a little bit of Romeo and Juliet, where like it's a forbidden love, and then she's trying, you know, it was very, yeah, it's very Anastasia. And it was very nice to learn about the stepsisters, especially Drusilla. You learn stuff about her interests that obviously we never know much about Drusilla unless you read this book. And you know, it's very interesting. Like, they're very, I love how this book really showcased that they're not like as dumb as they appeared in the movie. They're so much more than that. And you see, like, they're more than, you know, they're more than wicked stepsisters, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, this is not a happily ever tale. And it's a great book. It's a great, you know, it's a great read. It's just a tragic tale, I gotta say. But yeah, so that's my quick review of the Wicked one. So let's move on to the new one. Oops. Here is, oh, it's the other way around. Here's the last one. This year's is the Captain Hook story. I don't know why they choose Captain Hook, but so I'm very surprised he's like the new one this year, because I thought we're focusing on like the Disney villain sidekick, but I guess not. I guess we're focusing on the main character. But the only difference for this one is that Captain Hook is not the only child. Captain Hook has a twin sibling, which is Marianne. This is Marianne over here. So that's this version, and the plot reads that before Captain Hook becomes Neverland's villain, there were two siblings seeking home. That's the theme. They wanted to go home. It's kind of, again, the thing these two books have in common is trap. So they always felt out of place in their visioning villains, longing, you know, to escape from their parents. And when Marianne's birthday wish transport them to an unsettling magical place called Neverland, they discover an unexpected alternative that changes to stay forever with their corresponding Peter and his lost boys. I'll get into them. As they go more deep into Neverland, they found out that the secrets about Neverland that kind of like makes them like kind of trapped in Neverland, kind of. And so like they spend the entire Neverland finding ways to like not to lose their like memory and try to like kind of like hopefully they can, you know, go back home. And obviously Peter won't allow them to escape, so it's kind of, at the end of the day, the question's like, how far are James and William willing to go to charts of their own destiny, and if the price for freedom is losing their true self and each other, is it worth the cost? So that's like basically the plot. I really love the setting of Neverland. Like, you really feel that you're actually Neverland. Once you read the first chapter, boom, you're in Neverland right away. Neverland doesn't appear like middle of the book. It happens right away, instantly. Bad thing about this one is that I get super confused where we are, because sometimes they'll be like, we're in Neverland, and next thing we're in London. So I got very confused, like, wait, are we in Neverland or are we in London? So they kind of go back and forth in the story, which is a little bit confusing in my, that's why I'm wearing green in honor of this book. I wish that the chapters are labeled like the twins' names, because if you look at the chapters, for example, here it is. It just says chapter 10, that's it. But you can obviously tell which book, which character is, versus like in the stepsister, it says Drusilla. It has like the character's name in it, so you can obviously tell which chapter is focused. And this one isn't. It's just not something that I do not like, and I wish they were labeled like something as the wicked ones. And obviously Peter Pan, the hero, is the main villain of the story. So if you kind of like Dark Peter Pan, I know some people love Dark Peter Pan, this is your book, honestly. And I feel like the story itself, it feels like more like a multiverse slash like what if story, like a Twisted Tale type of story, instead of like a villain, like Captain Hook origin story. I gotta say, this is more like a great like Twisted Tale version, not like a Disney Dark Ascended series, I gotta say. And if I gotta choose between which version do I like, Serena or this version, I gotta say I love the Serena version more, because that one feels more like a backstory of who Captain Hook This one's also, I think I like this story a lot more with the Captain Hook because like, they're about backstory, but I feel like this one is more like stuff something is interested in, you know, in that story. But I feel like Serena does a great job like connecting, like how does it connect, you know, to the original tale, and you see like the characters like Wendy from like from the movie. For this one, no, Wendy is obviously not mentioned here. This is way before Peter takes, you know, the original tale, so like it's kind of like it is a prequel basically. Yeah, the standout for me is that I really do love Marianne as a character. She's very like polar opposite of like Captain Hook or James Captain Hook, Captain or James Hook, that's his name. I really love her as a character. You know, again, there's always tragedy in this story, and like obviously I'm not going to spoil what the tragedy is, but like it's, you know, you do learn stuff. I really love how you do learn some stuff about the lost boy in this version. They're basically like the side characters of the story. Like they are in it a lot, and it's very interesting to learn stuff about it. I gotta say, I really love the lost boy in this version. They're not just like there. They're part of the story. The reason why you kind of learn why this is more like a lost boy type of story, but again, that's it. Okay, so at the end, in case you're wondering, which one is my favorite? Obviously, I gotta say I love the Wicked ones. This one is my favorite from the book series so far. It is beautiful. This is how you tell like a villain origin story. So this one's like a great book about the sisters' backstory, whereas I feel like, again, Captain Hook feels more like a multiverse slash like a what if or a twisted tale story, kind of like what if he has like a twin sister. But again, my favorite cover, again, I really love the Captain Hook one. I love the clock element. I love the silhouette of the two Captain Hooks over here. Like, it's very visually appealing. That's why, you know, I was willing to grab this book. And if you guys are wondering, which one should you get started on this book series? This is a very hard decision when I make my notes, but I gotta say, this series is kind of great for like, if you find this in the library, pick it up, give it a read, give it a whirl. And I feel like you should wait for them to go on sale because, you know, I mean, if you really love the book covers, like go for it. If you're like a big Disney fan, you love collecting Disney books, these ones are great, you know, obviously in your collection. That's what I would suggest. And if I gotta choose between the two, obviously I would get started with the Wicked Sips. I would start with the Wicked ones first. And you don't have to read both of them. It just depends on which character you're interested in. Or like, if you read both, go for it. They're only like 300 pages. So like, they're very like medium read, I gotta say. Not like super slow read. I feel like overall, this should just be like a sidekick series. Focusing more on like Disney's universe sidekicks. It can also be heroes psychic too. Not just like villains, because like when I look at the Google which villain I'm interested in, it's very like hard. I think they should just be focused on like Disney's psychic origin story. What do you think? I think that should be it. And I feel like what they should do, I'm not really sure which character they're focusing on book 3, but I feel like a story about the magic mirror would be very interesting, or like Huntsman or whatever. That would be like an interesting like character to explore in this series. Not Cusco, Cogs, like the psychic of Yzma would be interesting. I think that would be such a fun to read overall. But I would love it to be like his memoir, you know? So yeah, so that is overall my thoughts of a quick book review of the Dark Ascendant novel. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite and which book, and what's your overall thoughts about the series, and which character do you want the book series to focus on next, and which one have you read and which one do you like? Let me know in the comments below, everything in the downs below. And if you like any more Disney book review in my channel, please make sure to give a very big thumbs up and subscribe, because I do videos like that. And let me know which series that you're interested in, and maybe I'll give it a read. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think, and I'll see you on the next book series. Okay, happy reading. Okay, bye. Oof. Ugh. I focused way too much on the... Oh, wait, that's it? Okay.